Yeah.
What is
Where's
in
the
this
camera on
reflecting
your thing?
screen? I see people. Who are these people?
Hey everybody, welcome to Northern Proof. My name is Ian. I'm here with Dave and Darryl, and we're going to try out some Maker's Mark today.
I'm Dave. I'm looking forward to trying this Maker's Mark. I've had Maker's Mark before, but I didn't remember it, so I'm looking forward to trying this one.
And I'm Darryl, the Whiskey Sith. I've had a small location change. I'm up in the Arctic today, but you can still find us on YouTube at Northern Proof and podcasting on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Northern Proof again.
Perfect. So we're not just doing Maker's Mark, because Maker's Mark is a good pour. I was able to acquire a bottle of Maker's Mark Private Select. So this is a store pick.
Okay.
See if the camera will ever focus.
So the Maker's Mark
There
I would have
we
had
go.
before, I think, was just a regular Maker's Mark that
The beige label.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's a great pour. It's a wheated whiskey, so it's a wheated bourbon. Probably around 4 years old, maybe a little bit longer than that. But just a really pleasant whiskey. And then they ramp it up to this, and that's a 90 proof normal Maker's Mark. This is 110 proof. This one was done by Fairview Liquors and Fine Wine in Tennessee. I went down to a whiskey weekend, actually, this right here, and I met the owner of this store, and he was bringing some bottles up so that some people around the world, basically, because we had people from France and Canada and the States at that event, he was bringing some stuff so we could purchase off him. So it was really cool. I got to bring this home, and it's been a special treat and a reminder of that. So it's 110 proof. It's a wheated bourbon. And the finishing staves they use for this is 1 baked American Pure 2, 3 seared French sous vide, 4 roasted French mocha staves, and then 2 toasted French spice staves. So they put these staves into the barrel and let it age. And I think I read it was around another 6 to 8 months or something along those lines before they bottle the whiskey and send it out. So it's a pretty neat process on how it works. So you guys have a sample. I hope you poured it. Let's give it a go and see what you think.
I'm excited. That's a lot of work that went into this whiskey. Whew, that smells hot on the nose. 110 is coming through. We're letting the proof do the talking, baby.
There we go.
It's got
My
that
baby
great maker smell.
Is there a distinct Maker's smell?
For me, there is.
Yeah, that like kind of identifies that brand for you.
I don't know if it's the French staves that go into it or
To use for it.
moment of honesty, boys. I have never had the normal Maker's Mark.
Oh,
all right.
well, we will be reviewing that later.
My nose can't get much past the proof on this. It smells pretty strong to me. I don't know if it's my baby nose.
So on the nose, I get a lot of alcohol on this one.
Yeah.
Even for 110 proof, I find you really get the ethanol or alcohol build up. It's pretty hot. And I also find it a little thin. Makers in general, I find thin. I think it's wheated. Maybe it's just the way I interpret wheated bourbon.
I'm getting some like a lot of pepper and spices
On the palate?
on the palate that kind of linger on through the finish. So it's got a good last there. The proof I can definitely feel. I'm having a bit of a hard time pulling too many notes on it though.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like a 55% or 110 proof. Definitely tough to pull. Not pulling a lot out on the nose. Beyond that, Maker's.
Yeah, like caramel, vanilla, like super
like all those...
sweet corn.
Sweet corn I can get, I can back that.
Which would probably be the wheated. On the tasting, I wrote down pepper, a little bit of paprika, and cinnamon.
Cinnamon's good. I like cinnamon on the finish. It's got a spicy finish to it, which I could lean towards the 2 toasted French spice staves, which are supposed to give some cardamom and peppery, something like that, I believe.
It's got a really nice dry mouth feel for me.
And I am picking up a little bit more of that chocolate as it's finishing a little bit more and as I'm going further through the glass. Something that's well said about whiskey too is sitting with it, enjoying it, because now coming back to my glass, I'm picking up way more than when I started with it. I don't know if it's just my nose and myself getting through that high alcohol proof in it, or I'm getting a little bit lower here in my glass. But now coming back, I'm getting that oakiness, the caramel, the toffee in a completely different way than when I first started nosing this.
You're acclimatized to it as well, right?
Yeah. This
And
is
you're
a
gonna
different glass
have it-
than what I first poured.
It's going to be dried on the edges of the glass.
I get some
So you
cherry
start
on the
to pick
nose now too.
Out new scents.
Some
Cherry,
like bright cherry.
I told you, cherry cola.
You did.
You didn't find it at first, but it's there now.
Cherry cola is one of my favorite finishes on a bourbon specifically.
Yeah. I'm almost getting a little bit of tobacco smell taste to this too as well.
That's very possible. Especially with maybe they do 4 French roasted French mocha staves in this one. So I think that's giving you a bit of that like that's where I get that chocolate from. I'm guessing after I got the note, I went and read it and I was like, oh, mocha, like that could relate. But I wonder if you're getting that like that kind of stave note to it. So but
yeah, and if you move it around your mouth, it does have a decent finish to it. There's not a lot of flavors in there, but it's got cinnamon. It's not cinnamon hearts. It's cinnamon. That just sits there for probably 45 seconds, a minute.
Yeah. I'm enjoying this way more after sitting through it. Like I would pour another glass of this immediately, probably. And I think this is one that I would have a couple of in a night, where I think the first one, you're kind of getting into that proof. You're not getting through it, but you're not pulling as much, where I think the second pour off of this stuff would come out way more. If I was writing down notes on this, I would maybe have 2 or 3 things at the first part. And then now it's just like, okay, here it comes. This is what I'm talking about.
Good. I love it.
Yeah. I love it. Ian, thank you so much for bringing this bottle back. I mean, like you said, it's got a great story from the whiskey weekend. And now you get a second story sharing it with us. And like you said, there's more in the bottle to create more stories with. And that's what I absolutely love about whiskey, is you're creating memories, you're creating stories, and you're drinking some damn good stuff.
You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Search Northern Proof and we'll pop up in your feed.
For those of you that are not watching on YouTube and listening to the podcast, just jump on YouTube, and while he says that, stare into the camera, and you need to find somebody that looks at you the way Darryl looks at his camera. Because my goodness, I just got drawn right into that. Was yes.
Just pull you right in.
Also, if you've seen Whiskey Sith's pictures on Instagram, I'm thinking about doing a documentary of like a behind the scenes of the Whiskey Sith, because I want to know how much time goes into the setup of taking these pictures, because they just look so good, Darryl.
Yes. And on that note, share good whiskey like we did with the Maker's Mark, and let the proof do the talking.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Today we are speaking Maker's Mark. Ian's loving it because he hit record a while ago.
Yep. Keep
He's already
going.
noticed.
We're only one pour in, and this is how it's going, fellas. This is